and enhance the business environment with a view to attracting investment. She is also quick to add that the implementation of the 75 billion naira survival fund is on, with 4 out of the 5 tracks already concluded.
So far, approximately 58 billion has been disbursed directly to the above beneficiaries.
Also in the offing is the planned establishment of an MSME's microfinance bank and establishment of agro-processing zones across the country.
In that respect, under the 2021 and 2022 budget, which we're looking forward to, my ministry will roll out the development of these agro-processing zones in each of the geopolitical zones under the first phase of the intervention.
Speaking on the role of Nigeria's MSMEs, export commodities, trade and investment in stabilizing the post-COVID-19 economy, stakeholders in the economy are optimistic that the nation's recovery process is gaining traction, leading to Nigeria's automobile industry exporting vehicles to other African countries. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Let's turn to Agric. The Ministry of Agriculture is set to implement 4 new policies towards boosting the country's food security. The policies, as unveiled by the Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Mahmoud Abubakar, is geared towards actualizing food security within 2 years. The policies include National Agricultural Technology and Innovation (NATIP), which is expected to be effective between 2021 to 2025. Also, the National Policy on Agricultural Extension and the Policy Implementation Strategy. The ministry will partner with the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative to ensure adequate domestic production and marketing of fertilizer at affordable price to farmers.
The ATA was built on the principle that agriculture is a serious business. Actually, eating also is a serious business and should be supported. It focused on making Nigeria's agriculture more productive, efficient, and effective, creating jobs, generating foreign exchange, and reduce food importation, while the APP was designed to address 2 main challenges: the inability to meet domestic food requirements and an inability to export at levels required for market success. Like ATA, the APP also centered on food security, food substitution, job creation, and economic diversification. The upcoming NAPTIP is developed to provide an integrated approach to agricultural development in terms of access and application of improved inputs, linkages between agricultural research and training institutions, input provision for farmers, agricultural mechanization, extension services, provision of rural infrastructure, access to affordable funding, climate change management, and suitable agriculture, nutrition, and finally, security of agricultural land and investment.
The federal government has launched an emergency intervention to fight the ravaging koala birds and other trans-border pests in the northwestern part of the country. Musa Baba Ali reports.
Cases of farms infestation by koala birds and other transborder pests, including locusts, in some farming communities in northern part of the country. The most affected states are Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, and Kebbi. The Office of the Chief Veterinary Officer of the Federation said the pests are migrating from neighboring countries during harvest time.
These koala birds are mostly found in water area where they have this typer grass. The team of Federal Ministry of Agric, in collaboration with the state government, mostly used to identify these hiding places.
The federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, therefore launched an aerial spray to depopulate the birds and pests in the affected areas.
Because no matter how destructive these birds are, they also play a role in the environment, to maintain balance in the environment. So it is to reduce the population of these birds to a manageable proportion that the farmers can collect the yield from their efforts.
We thank the federal government for this gesture. It will go a long way in helping our farmers, he says. The exercise has been completed in Kano and Jigawa, while the aircraft will soon move to Katsina and other states of the Federation. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Nigeria and other 149 countries under the United Nations mark this year's World Food Day with determination to end hunger and malnutrition in their countries. Musa Baba Aliyu again reports that the 2021 theme, Our Actions Are Our Future. Better production, better nutrition, a better environment and a better life calls for the attention of all.
There is a popular saying that one will not know the value of food until he is hungry. Now, there are about 800 million people around the world who are facing food crisis as a result of conflict, environmental challenges including drought and flood.
The economic impacts of COVID-19 have made the bad situation even worse. The pandemic has left an additional 140 million people unable to access the food they need.
The United Nations, therefore, set aside the 16th of October for all the member countries to examine the impacts of their actions and inactions as it affects food production, demand and supply.
This World Food Day calls on us to walk the talk and take the action. As producers, distributors, or consumers, we each have the power to make the positive impact on the transformation.
Nigeria is among countries with people facing food crisis as a result of displacement over conflict and banditry in rural farming communities. While the government is resettling the IDPs in their ancestral homes, they are also being empowered to go back to land for their normal agricultural activities.
Even we can farm, even in our homes, that we cannot go, maybe we have to go and look for a land to farm, but we can produce some things close to us in our homes.
The Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Mahmoud, says the support from government has so far lifted more than 2 million people out of poverty in the last 2 years.
A total of 2,205,576 farmers, including youth and women, were trained and empowered on different agricultural value chains. The exercise is still ongoing. Our ministerial mandate to train and deploy 75,000 agriculture extension workers has reached an advanced stage.
Food prices have been going up due to artificial.
President Muhammadu Buhari directed the Ministry of Agriculture and other agencies to address rising costs of food items attributed to activities of middlemen. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Today is World Menopause Day, which was introduced in 1984 by the World Health Organization to encourage women to feel comfortable while talking about this natural phenomenon, a natural and biological process which begins when the menstrual cycle finishes, usually after a woman has gone 12 months without a menstrual period. It is not a health problem, and some women experience it as a time of liberation. However, hormonal changes and other factors involved can cause discomfort. Hence, World Menopause Day is held worldwide every year on the 18th of October to raise awareness for women who face health issues and support options available for improving health and well-being when approaching, during and beyond the period. The day also gives people who are experiencing any form of discomfort during this time a chance to speak openly about their experiences while raising awareness. The theme this year is Bone Health. We'll definitely talk more about the day in a subsequent bulletin. Let's go on a break.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. In order to ensure more efficient and speedy resolution of industrial disputes between employers and employees, the federal government has announced plans to upgrade the Industrial Arbitration Panel, IAP, which came into existence 40 years ago, into a permanent commission. A statement by the Ministry of Labour and Employment says the Minister, Chris Ngige, said as at today, the hierarchy of industrial dispute resolution starts from the ministry. If the people decide to come there to report, a tribunal can be put up or a board of inquiry if a strike has occurred. If the ministry cannot resolve the dispute, IAP will be approached. If they are not satisfied at the IAP, they can go up to the National Industrial Court of Nigeria. So it is the same ladder stepwise formation for the normal disputes. If it is interpersonal, it is State High Court, Federal High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court. The Nigerian Air Force has condemned what it calls fake news reports circulating on some media platforms alleging that it paid the sum of 20 million naira to armed bandits operating in Jibia local government area of Katsina State in exchange for an anti-aircraft gun allegedly seized. In a statement refuting the claims made in the Washington Post and Summit Post News, the NAF said there was no basis to engage with bandits or criminals in such a manner, calling the reports untrue and an attempt at casting doubt on its good name. It says, and I quote, "This latest false report could be a part of a campaign to further cause insecurity in Nigeria by elements who see the NAF as a threat following series of successful exploits in operations against criminal gangs," end of quote. While reaffirming its commitment to defending the nation's territorial integrity, the NAF therefore calls on citizens to keep cooperating with security forces and disregard the news as fake. In a bid to improve the welfare of the internally displaced persons across the country, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is embarking on the distribution of food and non-food items to the IDPs in Benue State. Moses Ajawu Ode witnessed the exercise and now reports.
For over 5 years, the Dauru camp has continued to record high volume of internally displaced persons owing to various conflicts and crises, which have resulted to loss of lives and properties spread across the length and breadth of Guma local government and other parts of Benue State. These unfortunate incidents have continued to draw empathy from well-meaning Nigerians, donor agencies, and the international communities assisting with relief materials. It is in the light of the foregoing that the Commission for Refugees, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons visited Benue to distribute food and non-food items to displaced persons at the Daudu 1 camp in Guma local government.
We no dey get any food to chop unless when I bring this food now we will get chop.
We the IDP in Camp 1, we are very happy for the federal government finding us worthy to bring us those items.
Titus Modrika, who represented the Federal Commissioner of the Commission, Hajia Imran Suleiman Ibrahim, noted that the Commission is poised towards providing humanitarian services to all people of concern in the country.
And with the support of our President, Muhammadu Buhari, to ensure that the country is supported, and to support His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, in all his effort in finding durable solutions to refugees and IDP in the state.
I have led a UN team to attain the number of IDPs that are displaced so that we can have a good number to plan with.
Development is a positive one. We thank God for this kind of development.
200 households at the internally displaced persons Camp 1 in Daudu and another 200 households at the Ikyogen resettlement in Kwande local government area of the state benefited from the intervention.
Texts of the Holy Books say, "Teach your children the righteous way, and they will not depart from it when they grow up." This was the thrust of charges when dignitaries to parents, as female students from across the FCT converge to recite verses from the Holy Quran to close a 3-day Quran recitation competition held at the National Mosque in Abuja. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu will tell us more.
An ambience in reverence of her display of dexterity in the knowledge of the Holy Quran, which she had exhibited in the last couple of days before judges, scholars and clerics to earn her the pride of place as the overall best reciter in this competition.
First of all, I'm very grateful to Allah and to my parents and then to my teachers for helping me to be able to recite very well.
Halimatu Sadiya Abubakar competed for 3 days running with a host of other female students from across the FCT to exhibit her understanding of the divine gift of knowledge to mankind from Allah.
Let me also congratulate the other participants who compete, but they did not come first. But to me, they are all winners.
I advise the parents to support their children to learn the Quran.
A handful of women, in the eyes of the organizers, have over time made immense contributions to the growth and development of Islam and therefore are deserving of this award of recognition.
We hope and pray that Allah will continue to give us the good health, the wisdom and the strength as we touch life positively.
Halima goes home with a host of gifts as star prize to make her eligible to represent the territory in the forthcoming Rabi'a Quran competition in Adamawa State later this year, while other range of rewards went to her co-competitors in the various categories. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu, NTA.
As Nigeria strives to develop and provide for its teeming population, it is also making headway in education. Thanks to strengthening efforts by the federal government, a lot has been injected into the system to overhaul it in past years. Rashidat Olagunju in this report highlights some strides made to upskill the sector.
Mindful of the role of basic education as bedrock and foundation of quality education, the present administration in the last 6 years has ingested billions of naira in the sector and also introduced initiatives to ensure that Nigerian children of school age are in school and receive quality education. For instance, the takeoff of the Better Education Service Delivery for All BESDA in 17 pilot states has helped in drastically reducing the number of out-of-school children. Another initiative designed to ensure that adolescent girls who are out of school or have never been in school are trained and financially empowered.
Going forward and with the determination of the President, particularly after the GPE meeting in London, we are very certain that a brighter future awaits the basic education sector.
The National Senior Secondary School Education Commission was also established to regulate senior secondary school education in the country.
We are hoping that basic skills, at least a child must go with a basic skill.
On teacher quality and motivation, the present administration has taken measures to motivate teachers by the approval of allowances for teachers in hard-to-reach areas, timely promotion to eliminate stagnation, and prompt payment of salaries, and the review of retirement age of teachers from 60 to 65 years, while years of service have now been moved from 35 to 40 years.
As of today, the Nigerian teacher is one of the most coveted around the world.
Intervention fund through TED Fund has also been approved for the completion of the National Library and enable all public tertiary education institutions to develop ICT infrastructure and support migration to e-learning, while ICT support intervention. has recorded the successful completion of 11 websites, upgrade of projects, and training of thousands of staff in tertiary institutions nationwide. The administration also approved the establishment of 6 new federal colleges of education, 8 federal polytechnics, 2 new universities of technology, and upgraded 4 existing universities of technology, 2 specialized universities for health, nutrition, and medical science in Hazare, Bauchi State, and Ilaorogun, Osun State. Similarly, the sum of 5 billion naira has been approved for the takeoff of 2 new universities of technology and upgrade of the existing 4 universities. To build on this, a total of 1.29 trillion naira has been proposed for the education sector in the 2022 budget. That is 7.9% of the total proposed budget. Key players in the sector are however called on the National Assembly to consider and endorse the proposed amount to scale up development in the sector and enable it attain desired level. Rashidat Mustafa Olagunju, NTA News.
All right, sports update is next.
After 3 days of the Queen's Baton relay in touring Nigeria and creating awareness of the 2022 Commonwealth Games scheduled for Birmingham, the baton is now set for its next destination, the Gambia. Passing the baton back to the bearer, the Nigeria Olympic Committee President Abu Gomen said accepting the relay baton by Vice President Yemi Osibajo shows the acceptance of the gains by the Nigerian government. Come 2022.
I know Nigeria we have already started training, individuals are training. The real training will start in November, which is next month. And I believe we'll go, Nigeria has been doing well during the Commonwealth game, and I believe while in Birmingham we'll do better and we'll make this country proud.
Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen scored an 81st winner as Napoli beat Torino 1-0 on Sunday to return to the top of the Serie A table and record their 8th win in 8 league games. Luciano Spalletti's side are top with 24 points to clear of the second place AC Milan. Cameron Norrie battled to defeat Nicolas Basilashvili 3-6, 4-6-1 in the Indian Wells final on Sunday, becoming the first British man to win the Masters 1000 tournament. And Paula Badosa says she never lost belief in a roller coaster year as she celebrated capturing the biggest title of her career with a 7-6 to 6-7-6 victory over Victoria Zerinka at the Indian Wells on Sunday. The 23-year-old has had to overcome injuries and mental health struggles in recent seasons and endured a tough start to 2021 after she became the only Australia Open player to test for the COVID-19 in the lead up to the Grand Slam. With sports updates, I am Omoyeme Unubun.
All right, that's Panorama. Thank you for your time. Remember, we're not done in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.